for Jormungand Perfect Order and Psychopass episode 9. So, I'm going to start with Jormungand Perfect Order, then Psychopass. So, with that being said, this week's Jormungand Perfect Order episode, it was good. It was good. The plot is just continuously progressing within the show. It's still doing good. And with this, it just shows how much power Coco really has, and actually how much money she has. She's investing and having all these assets everywhere. It's crazy. She has tons of money. So I'm not really gonna give you a gigantic summary of what's going on, because the gist of this episode, if you were confused what was going on, because I was slightly confused because a lot of stuff was going on in this episode. But the gist of what was going down basically is Coco Hekamati. She is going to kidnap this girl named Rabbitfoot, or Lilia Abraham Fasser. And she's gonna kidnap this girl because she is creating, I think she's creating like a quantum computer, and the quantum computer can basically do what the supercomputer can 20 times better. The best computer that we have, for instance, the best computer that we have, I'm all stuttering, but the best computer we have pales in comparison to the quantum computer. The quantum computer can get data seconds as opposed to like the supercomputer. The supercomputer can try to like do up digits, but it can take it a while, as opposed to the quantum computer. The quantum computer can just do anything, basically hack into your systems with ease, and you know what I mean, like anything. The thing beast basically. And so she wants her hands on that, and this girl, Rabbitfoot, has this information, so she wants to get Rabbitfoot, because with the start of this episode, we see Coco and her team go in there and steal this other girl. What's her name? Dr. Alina Bodarin, and basically she just got kidnapped by her. Though she don't really seem like she's having any trouble with this kidnapping, because we see her in the hot spring sitting there chillaxing, looking good and everything. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? I was like, okay, we got kidnapped and now you chilling. I'm like, oh man, okay. I mean, Coco's very welcoming. So I mean, hey. So like I said, just this episode, Coco's trying to kidnap this other girl, Rabbitfoot. And if she accomplishes this, that's when she get the computer. But Bookman, George, he basically figured out what's going on, and that was pretty beast, because she was hiding a lot of this stuff. Figuring, she was hiding a lot of stuff. Bookman figured it out, so Bookman is now going to remove Rabbitfoot from the secret facility. And so when they do attack, she's not there, and they're gonna try to take her out basically. And if something does go wrong, she has a lot of bodyguards by her, so she should be okay. But Coco's people just the two beasts. You can't stop them. They're gonna succeed. So there's nothing you can do, man. But Bookman, he figured this out, and he's actually more higher up now than Hinoki. Hinoki used to be more high, like he had more power, but he just took him down basically. Now he's nothing in a sense. So Hinoki's like, what the heck. So, like I said, Bookman is doing his thing. He's really, really good. He's going to be part of my thumbnail, actually, because, Bookman kind of was a shining aspect of the show, because he was talking to Coco in this episode. Honestly, I was kind of a little confused what he was talking about to her, but nonetheless, even Coco was a little confused. But nonetheless, Bookman figured out what she was doing. I mean, I don't know how he did it, but he did. And that was really good. So, we're going to see a big confrontation in the next week's episode. That's all I can say. So, I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, like I said, Coco, she got a lot of power. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's so smart. She's when it comes to her money, when it comes to anything at this point, she knows exactly what she's doing. So with that being said, like I said, this was a good episode of Jormungand Perfect Order. Give me your thoughts and opinions down below. I really like to know what you guys thought about it. If I did miss something, if I didn't explain something correctly, like I said, help me out here. Like I said, this show is somewhat complex sometimes, when it comes to a lot of the information I was getting in here. Oh yeah, also one other thing I forgot to mention. Casper doesn't like the company that they're in right now. It's kind of changing, because that grid, the Hekamati global grid, that thing that they created and stuff. Well, I knew it wasn't necessarily part of the plan, because basically what that is gonna take away the arms dealers. What they are, what Coco and Casper are. They're arms dealers, and with that machine, it's gonna take it away. And so he doesn't really like that machine like that, and they don't like how the HTCL are. So, their company basically is what they're doing, what their direction is going. They don't like this direction. So this is something that you want to hold in your mind with this show. So things might get even more crazy. So like I said, it was a good episode. Leave comments below, tell me what you think. If I miss anything, is there anything else I need to talk about? Help me out here. So with that being said, let's go on to Psychopass. Okay, Psychopass. And yet again, Psychopass, good job. Another good episode. Another very good episode. A lot of information was in this episode, so I'm going to try to get down as much as I can through the summary and give you guys a little bit of discussion, because there's actually something in this episode that kind of got me thinking. But I'll get into like right now, actually, because this first part of the episode. So yeah, basically, let's get to the summarization of this. So the first part of this episode, we're getting this guy. His name is Toyahisa Senguchi. He actually is a cyborg. Besides like his brain and some other aspects of his body, everything else is prosthetics. He's basically human. Honestly, that actually reminded me of Ghost in the Shell when I saw that. And I was like, it really reminded me of that, because they're using prosthetics and other things in Ghost in the Shell, as the show is doing right now. And the thing is, they have this technology going on, and there's not a lot of people that necessarily want to become full-fledged, robot cyborgs. Because the thing is here, even though you have all those prosthetic limbs and you can actually last longer, you have a healthy looking appearance, you're not old, your brain still will give out on you, and you'll still die in a sense. You have like about 150 years that your brain can really live. So after that happens, you're gonna be dead. But he claims that he feels healthier, and he does all this stuff to make himself feel okay, and he's hoping for a breakthrough to happen so that can there's a way to make it like a prosthetic brain that can keep him alive somehow. But until then, yeah. But then he makes this argument, basically. But actually, I'll put that in the discussion part, actually. But after all that little discussion, we get to this guy. He's actually the dude that we saw last episode, the person that killed Oreo. I was like, whoa, he was the guy. I didn't expect it. He looks really weird too. His eyes are all big. Like I said, again, it reminded me of Ghost in the Shell when we see like some weird looking people in that show. It really reminded me of Ghost in the Shell within this episode, to be honest. So after that happens, we end up seeing Kogami and we end up seeing Akane. Akane and Kogami, they end up going to this place to go, get some training. Well, Akane gets some training by this guy named Saiga. But we end up seeing this guy Saiga. He's almost like a mind reader. He can basically pick at the brain in a sense. He's able to see like just you sitting there talking to him. There's little like instances, like little fluctuations on your body, or like some hints basically that can get him to get information out of you in a sense. So he's like, it's just weird how he's able to do it. It's hard to really explain. It's just like he looks at you. He just starts picking you apart. It's like, oh, you had a family member that died. Your mother. Okay, and then you're a grandfather. No, you're more like a grandma. Yeah, grandma. You're a grandma's girl and stuff. Like he was really picking at it. It was really weird. It was really good. And she's like, how'd you do that? And so basically, she's gonna get training from Saiga to learn how to pick out the brain and get some better information on this stuff as well. Also, Kogami wanted to check his students list to see if anyone was on there at the time, because apparently when it comes to this guy's backstory, because they're in the car after she got done with her training, and she had a one-on-one training with him. Because apparently when this guy was doing training, he kind of got other people's Psychopass meter to be cloudy after they dived in and started doing this whole picking at the brain stuff. And it's weird. It's weird. There's actually 2 systems at the time when he was doing this, and he was doing it for detectives and stuff. He was training detectives on this matter, and that kind of made their hue go up too much. And something must have happened. Some crazy crap was happening because his teaching was not necessarily good, which is why it's not in the archives of the classifications for the MSW. I can't remember exactly the name for for the detective departments. God, there is no classification. There's no teachings for this, because it'll get your clout, your Psychopass meter higher and stuff, which is not good. So yeah, after that happens, Genoza gets mad about that. She's not supposed to get that kind of training, because again, your Psychopass meter will go up. So Genoza's getting mad, saying Akane's a little child, and Akane, which is why she's gonna be on my freaking cover, on my thumbnail, because good job. She talked back, and she talked back, like, talk to the hand. I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, wow, I was really surprised. She's like, she got mad. It's like, don't worry about yourself. I got this. My hue is okay. I got this and stuff. So, those got mad left and stuff, and then she was gonna try to report him. I was like, okay, but that's when the other detectives trying to calm her down, end up telling her more of a backstory on Genoza, because apparently Genoza's father used to be a detective, and his Psychopass, his hue, got clouded. Thus, which if you got clouded, you're going to freaking jail. You going to jail now? And so yeah, he's he's in jail, and then the thing is, it's the same thing with Kogami. Kogami had his hue change, so he's having a lot of people around him having these problems with their hue change, and he just feel like it's his fault, and he doesn't want that to happen to Akane. And I can understand that, but you can understand, Akane, she's a beast, what she's doing. And so basically at the end of the episode, like I said, we end up finding out that Shinguchi is the guy that killed Oreo. And what's really weird, man, this show is crazy. This show crazy. This dude is smoking her. The dude is smoking her. I'm like, seriously. He got the bones of Oreo and made that into a pipe, and then smoked it. I'm like, I was like, what the heck? I was like, wow. It's like, what would you think of next? Like, seriously, that guy was crazy. I was like, okay. And so his next target is Kogami, and the thing is, they've been talking back and forth, and it seems like he's gonna be, I guess, thrown away. I'm not really sure, but his next target is Kogami, and so he's gonna try to attack Kogami. And I don't know if that's gonna work out, man. Your feeble brain ain't freaking probably working that well since you've been freaking surviving for so long. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, this was a good episode. So I want to get a little discussion part when it comes to what he was talking about. Basically, when it comes to like the artificial body and all that stuff, like people were like not wanting to have artificial limbs and all this artificial stuff, to be like a robot, a cyborg. And basically what he was saying is, you kind of already are, in a sense. Like, what about your phone? You use your phone, right? What about your computer? What about all this technology that we use nowadays? What would happen if it just crashed on you all of a sudden? Well, you wouldn't be able to really do anything, right? So it's like the same thing in a sense. Like, you're kind of already plugged in. You're almost like a robot, a cyborg already in a sense, because you're already using all this technology. Without it, you'd be nothing in a sense, Though, like I say, that argument was good and all, but I have to say this: like, if you're artificial human, basically, or you have an artificial brain, all this stuff, if you shut down, you ain't getting well. They have to fix you, so you can't come back. But I mean, something can happen, and you can just, your circuits won't work and you're dead. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they can still fix you to still stay alive. So I guess, his argument is not that bad, I will say, because it's very interesting. And then also, other thing he ended up saying too is that God made us. God made us an image of Himself. So why can't we play God a little bit? And I'm like, dude, you might want to step back. Humans are limited and bound to certain aspects, so they don't need to play God, because when you play God, things don't necessarily go right. Things it gets worse. We're not meant to like do this kind of stuff. So it just I'll get into a lot more of that maybe if I could do a separate video on immortality and all that, maybe all the other stuff. Cause I got a different opinion on this sort of stuff, but it was an interesting argument he was making in there, because in a sense we do use our technology a lot to a point. If we stop using it all of a sudden, can you sit there and tell me? Can you really sit there and say that you can be without the computer for a week, without your phone, without being plugged in a sense? Could you actually live with that without a week? You know what I'm saying? Could you? And that's the big question. Now I don't think a lot of people could, because people use stuff for their everyday use. You know what I'm saying? We're more reliant on technology nowadays, so it's very interesting. It makes you think, because it's like, interesting. But like I said, this episode's good. This dude's crazy. Smoking Oreo. I mean, he's smoking Oreos. I'm just kidding, but yeah, seriously, this guy's crazy. I don't know if you're trying to get Kogami, you're gonna get in trouble, and hopefully he'll get some information out of him once Kogami starts whooping his butt. Cause come on, man. Yeah, this has been my review for Psychopass. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of the episode, and give me your thoughts and opinions. Also on Jormungand as well. This one went a little long because there's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk. Well, so a discussion part I really wanted to talk about. But yeah. So with that being said, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Like about this review and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Psychopass reviews from me and Jormungand Perfect Order. Busy seasonal talk from the Thabreakmaster. So yeah. With that being said, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, break out.